simple little scene that I hope you'll enjoy. Let's start with a little 2-inch brush and a touch of the alizarin crimson. And let's start with a little. I thought today we'd just do a very simple. Simple little scene that I hope you'll enjoy. let's start with a little 2-inch brush and a touch of the alizarin crimson. And we just load a little bit right into the bristles. Pull a little paint out, tap the bristles firmly to assure a nice even distribution of paint all the way through the bristles. And let's go right up here. And we'll take this old brush and just making little X's, little crisscross strokes. We'll just very quickly drop in just a little warm part in the sky here. Maybe we'll have a little pink in the sky. I sort of like that. And in our world, we can do anything that we want to do here. Any old thing.
This music makes it very intense.
Yeah. I figured it was payday too, and it is. So.
What are you typing?
Not that I need trying to fix the mic. Oh, there it is. Never mind. We just have a video that we're gonna do. But how's it going, Mom? Now she can hear you.
Uh-oh.
We're good. Alright.
Okay.
So, video, push spacebar to play,
Okay.
and if you want to go back or forward 5 seconds to get
The arrow
to
keys.
redo, yeah, that
Okay.
should be everything for that. And then, so we're starting off, it's already white on the canvas, and then so, so any color you have here will blend with the white. So instead of being pure bright red, it's going to be
Like
lighter. So just kind of take that into concern. And you don't, for skies, you don't want very much paint on the brush. And then, so you see how big he did it, where it's takes up the majority of the canvas, but it's centralized, and it gets a lot lighter. But you would need a kind of strict line to be more or less the horizon. But since it's going to be obfuscated by the foliage, we don't have to really worry about being a perfectly straight line. And you just want to do little X's, because then all these, once we blend it together, all the different shades will kind of make it wavy and sky-like.
Okay. Oh my god, I'm gonna mess up this.
Don't worry, it's easy. Just listen to what Bob has to say.
You're just gonna sit there?
Yeah. A little bit shorter strokes and a little bit harder. You listen to how hard he's putting it.
Can I put more on?
Yeah, you need to.
Oh my god. You're
You
gonna
pull it out and then you
You're
kind
gonna
of
hate me.
beat it into the brush.
You're gonna hate. Oh my
Okay.
god. Wait, no, I got it. No, I got it.
It'll be
Like
fine.
that?
A little bit too much paint.
See, I told you.
But just have to relax.
I'm kind of blending it. Not too much.
So it's just you got.
I see. Okay. Stop.
Okay. I'm gonna do a little bit harder, smaller strokes, and then you want to focus on where you're putting it, not kind of like how is it looking. So, because you just kind of made a box,
Yeah.
which is fine. But when we need to come back in later, it'd be nice to have it more, make it more look like a cloud, and then we'll put the rest of it in. By a cloud, I just mean the shape. So.
Okay. Like that?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Now, you're gonna get some sail blue. Oops. A little bit too much.
Oh, that's okay. I'm sure I'll use it all.
Yeah, we'll put it. As you know, we use odorless paint thinner.
Yes. Of course.
That's just something Bob says all the time. And there's a little bristle brush at the bottom of this that you can rub it on to get most of the paint off.
Oh. Nifty.
Yeah. The best part. The only thing is this paint thinner gets everywhere. Like I had a paint thinner before this that wasn't too bad. Yeah. It's just to dry it off. So I cleaned my keyboard. So as it was just covered in paint from painting.
Oh.
So it actually, but I was using paint thinner to get the paint off. And that's why we have so much paint thinner. Normally I don't have this much.
It smells good.
It's not supposed to. Well, it's odorless technically, but
I can smell it.
yeah. Well, that's the thing. Instead
chemicals.
of smelling like, instead of strongly smelling, it just slightly smells.
Slow. Yeah. One time in high school, there was this kid. Actually, it was a little bit before high school, like junior high. He drank paint thinner in our class. Yep. He had to be sent to the office.
So loading brush for the sky, you pull it out a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
You just want to get this very edge, but it seems like there's too much. But it should be fine. So then you just fill in the rest.
Oh my god.
It'll be fine.
Doing that same thing?
Yeah.
Oh my
Small,
god.
hard,
Whoa.
faster.
Faster?
We blend it, then it'll mix together.
Am I supposed to go down into the red?
Yeah. Just a little bit though. He has it where it kind of like encompasses it a little bit, but that would be a little bit harder to do. But anything you do, is fine. Skies are really easy and fun to do.
Okay.
Get
Do
the
I do more?
corners.
Corners.
Okay. Now we're gonna do the water.
Water.
You just want to bring it straight across and leave a little light spot in the middle.
So you should do that. Okay.
Yeah. You have to be bold about it. So you have to just stripe it straight across. And you want to keep it vertical or horizontal. Sure.
Okay. This one comes on me.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it takes a week to dry.
Yeah.
You're kind of curving all of it. It's fine. It's just otherwise the water's gonna look like it's gonna run out.
Is that better?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This easel is alright, but it's not perfect.
Nothing's perfect. You should know that. Of course, out of all people. Keep going.
Yeah. We want to get this bottom part a little bit darker. And then you just want to kind of make it look even on the side. And you can bring this middle part together. But you still want to leave it light. Yeah. Perfect.
Perfect.
So now we're just going to come in and blend it a little bit.
Okay.
Oh wait, we should do the... No, we'll blend this first. You just want to be a lot lighter. Go back and forth and just kind of blend out some of the pink strokes. So you see how it kind of shimmers and those different things. Just want to use the light touch.
Just the water?
Yes, just water for now. Because we're going to come back and add the fresh glue to it.
That?
Yep. I'll get the middle a little bit more. And then this spot right here.
Which spot? Like the light spot or those dark lines?
No,
Just
the
the light
lines
spot?
are fine, but it's kind of like because of the edge of the canvas, the wood there kind of makes a little artifact. Yeah.
Like that?
Yep.
Am I done?
That's good.
Okay.
So now we're going to go Prussian blue to do the corners. And you just want to, so that it draws the eye into the middle. You would do it for that corner, and then for these, you want to do like 1 or 2 here, and then like half strokes here.
You're saying a lot of words I'm not very familiar with.
It's fine. It'll be fine.
How did you do that?
You just, the same small X's, you just keep it in the corner. You just want the, and then bring it out a little bit, but fade it out. And by fade it out, you just, yeah, perfect. So then once we blend it, it'll look better, but you want
So
darker
that's
in the
okay.
corner so that it draws the eye towards the center.
That's it?
Yep.
I'm done?
Well, we'll get the water. But yeah. You just have to be careful not to.
Knock it off.
Yeah. Oops.
Uh-oh.
It'll be fine. But yeah. It should be good enough, and then we'll blend it here in a second. But just, and also I would hold just so that it doesn't pop up. You can apply a little bit more pressure. And then, yeah, bring out the very bottom one a little bit. A little bit more. Just, yeah. Perfect. So now, we're just gonna, I guess we'll do the bottom first. Just that same thing where you're blending it, but this time we're blending the 2 colors together. Just be careful not to hit it too hard on the backstroke because I kind of made a little line there.
Uh-huh.
I kind of hit it like that, so there's a little line there. But
Oh, okay.
you just want to, again, get rid of the paint lines. Like, the little streaks are okay, but you don't want them to be like
Harsh?
perfect harsh, yeah.
Okay.
You can see that versus that.
Yes.
So this looks more like water, and that looks like somebody painted that.
Painted. Okay.
Maybe that dark spot. Well, if you want it lighter, you blend it more, but for sky, it's just, rice with meat and veggies. I have lima beans and pumpkin.
Pumpkin?
That's why it's orange.
That's rice is good with pumpkin?
I mean, pumpkin doesn't really taste of anything. It's just vaguely vegetable.
What do you mean pumpkin?
Pumpkin puree.
Pumpkin tastes like pumpkin. Pumpkin is very nice. Tastes a lot.
I don't really understand. So we're just gonna come in. We'll start in the light spot and go out. Actually, yeah, we can. Otherwise, it could be all pink. Or all purple. Actually, I guess.
I'm just putting a little Prussian blue in each corner to darken it. And then the most fun part of this whole technique is washing the brushes. Since these are oil paints,
That's the amount I normally have. But
shake off the excess.
So are you like gonna...
I save it for next time.
Okay.
Because you save it and then the paint will settle out, so you can reuse it, but it evaporates over time. Paint thinner, yeah. Because it's not water, so it evaporates faster than water.
Here, let's move
Yeah, that would be a
this to where do you
Or if you want to just set it there.
works? Here, let's get started.
Yeah, it was.
Um. What is
It's a magnet holding a bunch of random odds and ends because my brother keeps everything. So, just so that's just a little magnetic plate, so it sticks up there. And then that calendar has a bunch of really cool pictures in it.
I'm gonna recreate them?
Well, that's one of them, but it doesn't look very good. Because it's supposed to be like a really nice reflection. Yeah, it's all learning, so. Sorry. Look at how his water is. Where
Yeah.
I think we have a little bit too much.
Where's too light?
Yeah, we have a little too much light. So
Okay.
if you want to just try to pull and drag in the, and then we'll focus on this guy.
It work?
No,
No.
you just
Okay.
pull it. Because since it's liquid white, it'll.
Move. Sure, that's. I think that's like just
Yeah, I
lightening
think-
the outside.
Yeah, the paint thinner is kind of pulling too much. But yeah, I guess we'll do that later. But so
Okay.
just start in the lighter spots. Yes, kind of do the same thing. So pretty hard. Pretty hard. I don't know why the paint thinner is just paint brush.
It's because. Do you always do it in this?
Yes. The more you mix, the more the colors will mix, obviously.
Nice catch.
So you just mix it until you think it's good.
With that excess again.
Yeah. Start with X.
It's supposed to go in there.
Yeah. Just kind of trying to make a cohesive sky.
That's really difficult.
I mean, seems like you're doing it fairly well.
Oh,
Yeah, this is the best part. You know, it's easy. It's very abstract, so it's not. There's not a lot of hard rules.
I done?
We can blend it into the water a little bit because we want it to be nice and hazy for when we put stuff in front of it. That would be perfect. And for the light spot, you could even pull the red like. Yeah. Good. Sorry.
You're good. What's that mean?
That's my text notification.
Ah. Is that from American Dad?
No, it's from
Oh no.
it's from Emperor's New Groove.
Oh.
The voice of Cusco.
Oh, that's what that was. Okay.
I was texting my friend Troy, and he's here now. So.
He's here?
Yeah. Oh, I see what Mom says. We're dropping frames. So that just means they're getting intermittent viewing, but they'll figure it out.
Too bad.
Normally Troy's at work right now, so. I mean, he's probably still at work. He knew. I texted him that. Well, hello.
Oh, he's like there.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like here.
No.
I was confused.
No. He works in Tennessee. He lives in Tennessee.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely not here. Yeah. Hi, Troy.
Well, look who it is. We'll see what he says next. Yeah.
Sorry.
You're good. Blue, please.
Huh?
Blue, please.
Blue, please.
Yes. It's very complicated. I don't know if I want to get into it
Another
right
time.
now. So more. Pretty much that's it. And then we'll blend it out, and then we should be able to move on to the next step. But yeah, Tennessee is a 15-hour drive away.
Yeah. I'm going to Colorado in 2 weeks for my spring break.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we still. So I was born in Colorado.
Oh.
But it's right Colorado, so it's right on the edge of Nebraska.
Ah.
So it's basically still just Nebraska. So we have a few people we know out there, but we haven't ever gone to the Jig or.
Never, ever? Why?
We don't travel much.
Oh, I travel all the time.
Like, traveling doesn't really sit well with me. Like, my stomach and stuff.
Oh. More?
And maybe we want to try to get rid of some of these lines, but. Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. I really like how the pink kind of comes out in waves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, we'll see what we have to do next. Oh, right.
There's no video.
It helps to...
Perfect.
All right, that's working so well. Take a little white.
White?
A little bit of the blue.
Wait, okay, so we're going to do...
Clouds?
No. No clouds today, unless you want to do clouds.
No, it's okay.
Clouds are pretty easy, you just get white and you kind of... But it's hard to get them to look like...
Like an actual cloud?
Yeah, it's hard when you try to add other colors to them.
Oh, I see.
But yeah, so we're going to just make little rolling mountains in the background.
Oh, okay, okay. So do you have like the little like the little like oh,
Knife?
you do, yeah.
Yeah, I thought about doing mountains, but mountains, they, they're all upstairs. Mountains are like, when you get them to do them, they're nice, but...
I will find the other one that I made eventually and show you. Because it had mountains.
I haven't painted in a while, so all these things are stuck. Troy wants clouds.
Troy wants clouds.
But
Clouds, please.
there, it's your picture, so.
Okay.
We could do stringy clouds, because they're really easy to do.
Okay.
So.
I put...
Yeah. Or please. You just want to come in here and just do straight lines. The only thing is try to not to make them look very symmetrical, because if you just do what's called a fence posts, where it's just a bunch of the same thing repeatedly, it looks out of place.
Bad.
So you want to vary them up the size and the color and the shape.
You should do that.
No, they're really easy.
Do more.
You want a lot of color on the brush so that it comes off easy. And you want to be horizontal.
No curves.
And if you do something like that where you curve it and you just make a big cloud there, you pull the color out and if you want to vary up the color a little, but I don't think it's going to be noticeable. Whoops. Excuse me. That seems like a lot of clouds. So, you want to just do like 3 more.
Okay.
Nice. Group of clouds.
Like that much paint?
It was pretty well saturated. It's just you keep upping it so that you're not like run into a spot where you're like, oh.
Okay. I'm scared.
Don't be. Just do it. I was gonna say do a little bit more on top. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. I was gonna say do a really light small one.
Okay.
Alright, I don't think we're gonna need purple anymore, so right now. Now. Do we need to mix it? No. It'll be fine.
Fine.
Okay. Now.
Doing mountains with big one? Big brush?
These are hills.
Oh.
But yeah.
Same thing.
You don't have to use the entire brush. Like he's see how he's only using the corner. But he has a lot more paint on his brush. He'll say things sometimes, but other times you just have to notice like what he actually did. You're just gonna do small strokes and you pull down and you leave a little bit of light underneath it so that it looks like mist. It's refracting from the background.
Take it away.
Yeah, he had a lot of paint. I haven't introduced us, Mr. Mines. Well, that's not very good grammar on my part, but...
Mr. Mines.
Yeah, I don't know why he calls me that. He doesn't ever call me that. But, yeah, sorry.
Hi.
This is Erica. Don't know her last name.
Mosier.
Mosier.
Mm-hmm.
We met at work.
Yep.
And that's about it.
Yep.
She's studying to become a psychologist.
Yes. Hi, Troy.
There, you happy?
You got it.
Nope. That's not turning over.
That's okay.
He spelled yes wrong. If you ever don't like a part, you can just make it a little bit taller. You just kind of be ginger.
Do I need more?
How
did you do that? How did you...
Yeah, just be, you can go a little bit faster, but...
Well, I'm waiting for you to tell me
I
what
don't
to
know.
do.
Just kind of, I don't know. I've watched a lot of videos, so some things come intuitively to me. It looks pretty good.
Well, there's not enough paint on there, so
Okay.
get some more. That's so rude.
Sorry.
I'm just kidding.
You wanted paint. I would just come in and kind of bring that up into a curve. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have to go back because the color is a lot more vibrant. And we do the other parts. Unless it kind of, no. Yeah, we're gonna do it. I would do, yeah, that's fine. Happy little accidents.
Yes.
I would just finish this.
That's your side.
Just to keep the color similar, because the color's a little bit different. We didn't save a lot of.
So great.
Well, my thing is we didn't save a lot of pink underneath, so
oh well.
the mistiness is not going to be. It'll be fine.
Over there.
Yeah, but getting it to be the same shade and everything, it's gonna be.
It's okay.
It'll be fun. Let's watch the video and see what we did. Yeah, I just missed it.
Oh, well, that's easy.
Don't use that one.
Oh, okay.
He switched brushes. It'll be fine. Yeah, you just tap it fairly hard. Tap. See how it's lighter? Just barely. That's fair.
Oh my god. You should do this. Your side. There you go.
It's that easy. Do a little bit more work in that area because it's a harsh line.
Yeah.
We could probably cover that up with the other layer. Looking pretty good. I don't really like how strokes are on top.
Well, then blend it.
Yeah, I don't. I feel like if we go like this.
Oh, sorry. See, that's good. It's better.
Oh, that's not. I can't tell a difference.
Right over there. Straight over there too.
Yeah. Looks like little trees in the background. That's what we're going with.
Perfect.
Yeah, this area needs to be a little bit misty. And then, perfect. Just do that. We can get the one.
Okay. I'll be right here. Am I doing a good job? Did it?
Did you mess up?
No.
Okay, perfect.
What's that?
I was just looking at.
Oh, that's cute.
It's not good. So,
I like that one.
yeah. But I'm just looking at the background details because of the same technique. And I don't really like these.
Yeah.
That looks fine.
Okay.
It'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now we're doing hit space. I think it's just a dark shade. Yeah, because coming forward,
Hills.
coming forward, you want to be darker and more detailed. So, and then see how he saves the mist in the background, but we don't really have any, which is the cool part. But
oh well.
I mean, we could if we put a little pink on that and mist it. You want to try that?
Yes.
Well, I've got to get the blue off. Not perfect. No. Kind of works, but it's just turning purple.
Yeah.
And it's not that bright white because the blue's already there. We would have to, yeah.
Darker.
Whoa. That's a new one. For my birthday, my mom got me another set of paints.
What?
My mom got me another set of paints for my birthday.
Oh,
January.
Sweet.
Yeah.
In January. Noted. Mine's in August. So.
Well, technically yours is closer. So.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, just do another
boy.
layer.
You gotta do your side first.
Oh,
Here.
right. I forgot.
Oh, stop.
Stop!
In like the 13 colonies with this music.
Oh.
You can leave it, it's okay.
I was just wondering what it is. Oh, DK. It's from Donkey Kong.
I've never played that.
It was an N64 game, so.
It's a little old.
That's when I was 5 or something.
Oh.
So.
We did have it. I used to play on my brother's. She had some beefy Nintendo thing.
Is it the Cube?
Yes,
Yeah.
it might have been that.
Because the N64 was kind of like flat and it had like some curves to it.
And yeah, like exactly like that. That's what it looked like, I think. And the screen and the buttons.
Oh, that could have been a what is that called? Game Boy?
Yeah, oh yeah,
Handheld?
that sounds right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they had the original Donkey Kong Country series, which is where it came from. But then once it was on the N64, they did it to 3D. So that's what this music is, or it was. I can't remember. I didn't see if it turned off or not.
Nope, it's still on.
Oh,
It's okay.
It's pretty far down.
It's okay.
Also, we're running out of space because we still have to paint a bunch of stuff down here.
It's okay.
It'll be fun.
What's that from? That's very obviously a reference to something.
I think it's just something my mom says.
Oh, yeah, she did say it.
Yes. It'll be fun. I can't remember if it was... Because there's some things that just my mom says, and there's some things that we say a lot around her, and then she starts saying them, which is funny.
Yeah. You got it. I think you can do the rest of those ones.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Paint master. Who's upstairs?
Jared, but that was from my brother's room.
Oh.
Jared got home a while ago. But his son was moving around. His door's open, so.
How many siblings do you have?
I'm the middle of 4, so 5 in total.
We have 4 in total. I'm the youngest.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
That looks like
You're going with the beat of the music.
Yeah, I have it set up, but this is so quiet. I even turned up the volume and turned yours down, and I still can't hear anything.
You can take mine if you'd like.
Well, then you can't hear Bob talk.
Fine. I'll keep them.
No, you don't have to, but
Oh.
I would prefer you be able to listen to what Bob's saying so that you...
Mm-hmm. I can do that.
So this makes it look like there's spruce trees.
Perfect. Cute.
Okay, now you have to do the mist.
Okay. I think so.
Well, yeah.
Crimson 2, what the heck?
Yeah, he was mixing colors. So make. Oh, I think we're doing the trees.
Don't want it totally dark yet. Wipe the knife off. Fan brush. Full of color. Lot of paint. Trees. I like to think I'm actually kind of good at these, so.
Troy likes it.
Hmm?
Troy said it's pretty.
Oh, yay! So can like they hear that?
Yeah. So this is what they see.
Uh-huh. And this is what they hear?
This on top of what we're saying. Decide. Here, let me go back to what colors we actually need. I guess it doesn't really matter.
Black, blue. Crimson 2. He says, be brave.
It's a bravery test. Oh no, there's probably like 3 or 4 bravery tests in this one.
Oh boy. We're only 6 minutes through it.
Yeah, he spends a lot of time on this bottom corner. Because I did that too. I was like halfway through and it's like, how? Because he did like all of this and then like the tree line and everything, and he just kept doing this entire corner for the last like half.
Why? What's in the corner?
Just trees and like a path. And...
Sounds
it wasn't too bad. Jillian
just texted me.
Oh no.
I texted her kind of really late about how I have spring break. Like, I only texted her a week ago. So she goes, I might need you that week because, like, 4 other hosts are out. And so I, like, only have June. And I was like, well, like, I already have things booked.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, okay. Poor girl. Sorry.
Yeah. Rule of thumb is 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But I'm bad about, like,
Well,
somebody will ask me to do something. It's like, well, you can't. I can't because 2 weeks.
well, it would work if I was like on the 7 shifts thing, but since I like transferred from venue, they can't figure out how to put me on there. So like I have to like tell like this is how we like do our scheduling. It's just through text. I also have another job back at home that I go to every other weekend. I'm a dietary aide at a nursing home.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So I'd be like your assistant. I like that job.
Yeah, sounds fun.
Mm-hmm. And I work with my best friend from high school.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. And I make a lot of moolah there.
Oh yeah, you know, there's I used to work at Legacy just right over here, and it was as a server, and the amount of money they spend on everything is just way too much.
Yeah. Well, but I'm at a nursing home, not a restaurant.
Yeah. Well, Legacy is a retirement community.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm actually doing psychology research tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Something with attention and memory.
Don't know anything about that.
I'm like not like doing the
attention
research.
and memory.
Yeah. I'm just like the person. Wait, what? Is there supposed to be a joke? The
Attention and memory.
You don't get it. Sorry.
My humor is very dry.
I can tell. That's okay.
My mom didn't even get it. So.
What? That's funny. Blue. What's this thing?
Blue Crew. Talking about the trees or the hills. These trees seem too big. But
that's okay. They are big. That's why you can see them up here too. Why is there a monkey in the background of this song? There's like
it's a more Donkey Kong. Pokefox. It's showtime. This is Undertale, so it's confusing. It's just like 5 or 6 different games all mixed together. So
I see.
Plays them randomly.
You're doing so good. Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, definitely a lot of paint. And it's more of like a tap. But, I mean, that looks kind of good doing lines, but I don't know. Yeah, just vary the height and... Yeah, good.
doing homework?
So for the priesthood, you have to do the Liturgy of the Hours, which is 5 different. It's not every hour.
Oh.
There's 5 different times you're supposed to pray throughout the day.
Oh, I see.
And so this is supposed to be the noon one.
Oh, you're a little late.
Yeah. Well, that's because I was getting set up here, and then I went to do, because I do a holy hour before the spiritual direction, and then so I only had half of the holy hour, so I didn't get to do all my prayers I normally would have.
I see.
So I was doing them before you got here, and then I looked at my phone, and you were here. I was like, oh. But I'm almost done.
Yeah, take your time. I don't mind.
Yeah, yours looks a lot better than mine. Okay. I like how they look fuzzy on top.
Okay. Mine go over yours?
Yes.
Okay.
So now we're going to do the details. Just want to lift up here. Yeah, he follows the shape, but from the opposite side. And he didn't paint all of this because we're gonna put a bunch of stuff in front of it, but it doesn't really hurt anything. The main part was what he just did, where he went back and forth across it to give it a kind of wavy effect. And then he's gonna add in the trunks.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Too far.
No.
Oh, you scared me.
I thought I do that at work every now and then, where a server will bring out a plate and set it somewhere, and I go, no. I thought about doing that to you. I was like, no, that'll be nice. Tiny trees. These are massive trees. We have like 0 space to work with now. I mean, that's how big my trees are. Your trees are smaller, so it's my fault mainly, but
it's okay.
It'll be fun. Oh, we can cut off the bottoms of them by going higher up.
Okay.
Up with trees, down with dirt. So we were driving to Tulsa, Oklahoma for a concert. That's the only time I've like recently gone anywhere.
What concert?
Panic at the Disco. I was back at Blue Blood when I was into them.
I see.
I went with Troy, and so we were delirious after a 6-hour drive, and we saw these signs that were like up with trees and then something else, and then I go eat down with dirt because trees hold down the dirt when the roots. So yeah, then we'll go across once we get a clean brush.
Okay. Oh god, I kind of missed what you were doing. What were you doing?
Just pull straight down, kind of cut off the bottom half, and try to keep them same heights, but it doesn't really matter all that much. We can go back and touch it up. Just go across, make them even, but maybe on that side. I mean, I would ideally want a 2-inch brush, but I don't really want to clean it right now.
That sounds like I'm on a farm.
Glitter Gold's mine. You're supposed to be in a mine.
Ah.
You're just gonna go back and forth to give it water disturbance. A very light touch.
Kind of lost some definition right there.
That's fine. You're gonna get that spot because I removed a line. Yes. So this is a floral brush, so it's very like prim and proper. So we're gonna use this for the trunks.
Okay.
I don't even know. He probably just used a regular brush, but this is like the first like good frame brush I've got, and the rest of them are not very good. But so we're just gonna lift up, add a little, but immediately dark. We can, I guess we'll blend it in and just have it look a little lighter.
Oh, any more white?
Yeah, it's kind of get off the black, and then there's some like. It'll be fun. Yeah.
You sure?
I guess wipe it off. Be a smart thing to do, rather than what I was doing.
How much am I supposed to put on there?
Not very much, but get it onto the tip. Yeah, see, it's like these are 2 trees, and there's like 500
Trunks.
trunks.
Okay. Okay.
Every time Troy looks back, he says it's better.
What?
Every time Troy comes back, he says it's looking better. Alright, this is a really fun thing to do. So you get a little bit of the liquid white under the knife, and you want to try to cut through the canvas. You can't. But that's just like the pressure and like the aggression you want. So that to make little water lines, just to separate the land from the water. And you don't have to keep them. You want to keep them parallel, but you don't have to keep them in the same like place. So you can come up and down to make it look like the receding, shoreline and stuff. Are you cold? Because the window's open, so the paint through fumes don't.
But no, you can leave it closed. You can leave it open.
And you
I
have a
just
jacket.
get cold easily.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
you
okay.
too.
Promise. Yeah, I just very, very noisily shiver. That's just what I do.
Yeah, I think that's just the lumps. Pretty good.
Oh.
But you see how it's rather than it's really easy. Just pressure and keep the knife flat. Good. And then if you want it darker, you mix it more. But if you want it light, that you float it on. It's like you can't not float it correctly. Unless you're trying to scrape it off, but you just kind of wraps it.
We did load it correctly.
That's good. I like how. Yeah, so I try to connect those 2 lines by. So just start at the bottom and then work. See? So now we can break this part up a bit. having just singular little lines. It's very crooked. Or we just do more substantial stuff. They just do a few here and there. You don't want them to. Less is more.
Okay.
You can paint some fantastic little scenes. Don't worry about it. You don't always have to have a perfect vision in your mind of what it is you're going to paint. Imagination is it's like any other muscle in your body, or like a muscle in your body. The more you practice, the better it becomes. Take some black Prussian blue. I'm going to put some phthalo green in there. I like phthalo green. Maybe a little crimson. There we go. All right, let me wipe off the knife. I just wiped the knife on a little paper towel. I would just use that brush, little fan brush. Load some color into it, both sides of the brush. Both sides. Let's go up in here. Let's have, let's have a little evergreen tree. He lives right there. See? Just make a line, take the corner of the brush, make a touch. Make another one, and just sort of work from the center out. There it goes. It's easier to do them fast than it is slow, though. Here they come. Just sort of back and forth. I had a lady in class one time told me it was like making Z's, the letter Z. She called them Z trees. So I guess that's as good of an analogy as any. Center out. The center
That's what we've been using. I guess.
Yeah, the main ones I have are Bob Ross's.
That's cool.
But this is the floor one, and this is the only one they had for sale when I bought the fan brushes. But, okay. Black with green, blue. See, and then you have to reflect in the
Oh boy. Happy accents.
Mm-hmm. But the thing about the water is you pull them down and you do the weighty effect to them, and they look great. Usually. Bad reflections. But I'm talking about tree reflections because I think I have some that look just terrible. Alright, so then we highlight them, but. Blue, please. I was thinking, do we want to use this 4 one? But I think the other one's gonna work. This one has a lot more control, but you will get very samey looking tree branches. The other one has more chaotic texture.
So
it's also bigger, so doing the tops are going to be a little bit harder.
Mm.
Keep it up louder.
You're really good at that.
I feel like I perceive things a little bit more than everybody else when it comes to like how clean and dirty things are.
Oh yeah.
So it.
Well,
But my one aunt, she would like have to get like she used clear paint thinner, and every time there was any color at all in the paint thinner, she would get more. I was like, that's too much.
yeah, that's too much. You're also very good at getting the devil out of it because you know.
Exorcism.
Yep. Why did you choose that? Do you like the paranormal aspect or something, or I don't know if it's paranormal.
No,
but
you're not so. So that was the only class I ever remember about theology that
you just
interested me, and then like it's kind of more like once I get to become an exorcist, if I do, because the bishop could be like, no, you're over here doing this, because I have to do a vow of what is that? And what is that called? Vow of. I don't have to do a vow of poverty, so I can own whatever I want. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's nice. And then obedience and chastity. So obedience, I have to do whatever he says, and chastity,
yeah,
I can't be doing this. Okay. Making a little island. Trees. So
I'm really glad it's on your side.
I'll do one, and you'll do one.
Oh, great.
Because your side has like a lot more. They're up close, so you're gonna.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So for the trunk, how high did you go? Oh, about this high. Just wanna do a little. On the very edge of the brush. You push down a little bit. Maybe a little bit bigger. See what I'm saying about how his are.
Yeah.
I guess we'll leave this one like this, and we can put a tiny one here, and then we'll do a bigger one here.
Okay, sounds good.
So for the base, you just want to kind of fill it in. And if you ever don't like anything in the background, because we're going to cover like all of this, so we can pick and choose spots that are
worse than others.
I'll do the other one real quick. Make it bigger.
You know Casey?
Casey.
Host Casey?
No.
Oh.
Like.
Just my roommate.
Let's see. Yeah. She worked during the day, or is it?
No, more towards the evening. But okay. She hasn't. She goes. I don't know who Trent is either.
I was gonna say so I know Sophie and I know June and I don't know her name.
Kaylee, Malia.
Kaylee.
Like
yeah. Kaylee she hangs out or she
Cordell.
Yeah, Cordell.
Yeah, they go to school together.
Yeah. Just do a tiny tree. Yeah. Okay. I would do them a little leaning.
Do what?
Have them lean a little bit. So yeah, like this one's straight up and this one's lean just a little bit.
Like the trunk?
Mm-hmm. And then the trunk falls all the leaves. And... that looks a little too much.
Hey, you position.
Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, do the next one down. More paint.
More paint. Which one? This one?
Yes. So at that point, you just want to kind of fill it in. Good. We don't want to go too far down. But do the reflections. These are gonna take up. We could shorten them just a little bit. Oh, now they're on your side.
Oh, dang it.
Wrong way. So we're gonna have to push. Yeah. Abort.
Abort. Perfect.
And straight up.
Mm.
Too much. A light straight up. Yeah.
I think that looks okay.
Yeah. Let me switch to a smaller brush. I don't know if he does farm. He did a little bit of greenery. We'll just use the same color but add touch of yellow. Oh, this is yellow.
Is this what you were using?
Yes.
Can I do more?
Yeah. That's why I was like, this is not working out very well. It's very touchy. Island.
Island.
We had to paint some ground.
Oh.
I spent like so long getting that other headset set up, and then it's just.
Here, babe, you want mine?
No, I'm good.
You sure?
Unless you don't want to listen to music.
Fine, if you want.
Oh. I was gonna say we were just gonna do like a nice curve, but he's doing like bushes.
It's okay. Do whatever you want.
So you just want to kind of like make a little lay the land. Some depth rather than just being a flat. Okay. So then come with green.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, remember when he said workstation looks pretty good? Don't look under this.
Okay, I won't.
Mostly full of green and then a little bit of yellow tip. So then, how do I want to do this? I think up. Yeah, that's what the yellow does. Very important, but it gets lost very easily. And you just kind of follow like that to kind of give it definition. Very light and follow contours.
Were you like tapping it?
Yes, basically. But like harder, like a little bit harder. Yeah, to bend the bristles. Perfect. And you're already out of
You don't put. You don't load me up enough.
Well, the thing about the yellow is if you do just yellow, then it looks terrible. But if you sit there messing with it, then the yellow dies. So you have to be confident and. Whoops. We didn't need that anyway. Yeah, I was gonna make some bushes back there. So now a little bit of red. Okay, it was under this one.
I could do this all day. Yes.
Well, we only have.
I was gonna have to leave, then I can finish it with you.
Yeah.
Okay, you can finish it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could finish it, or we could probably get it tomorrow, if you like. But I work tomorrow, so it would have to be early.
I can do it tomorrow early.
Okay.
I have that research thing.
Oh, right.
1:15. And then Yeah. I'd be free doing work, but not. Yeah.
Yep. That's why I was like, if we can't do tomorrow, so I work the rest of the week. And
Yeah. You work this weekend?
yeah, I work Friday, Saturday. I have Sunday off, but I go hang out with my parents. So if you wanted to come, we would have to go to my house and then.
I work tomorrow. No, Saturday. Not tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow you have your yellow, please. Let's do it. I'm doing little autumn colors. I don't think that's.
Okay.
This is the only thing, it gets muddy real quick. You just want to do one bush at a time, and then between bushes you change up the color. So that they're separate. You can't really see that one, but
That's okay.
then I'll let you do a red one.
A red one?
Yes. It's gonna be angry.
Oh no.
Like angry thoughts. And they're also the easiest one to do, so.
The red ones?
Yeah.
Why?
Because the red shines through.
Where at?
Right next to the green one.
How'd you do that?
You just kind of vary up and down. Make it spiky a little bit.
Take it away.
And then you come up and push it up. So it kind of folds up. And then come back and do a little thing here. Just kind of make it vaguely bush shaped and rolls and in place at all, but we could make his feet a different color. Yeah.
Please. Beep, 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 beep. Sick.
Careful, my bleach.
Your bleach?
I have bleach, and then I have weed killer and lawn killer.
Oh. Why do you want to kill your lawn?
Because I don't like it in spots.
You don't
like
what?
around the house and stuff, so it doesn't.
What?
To keep the. So like around the rocks out back, I got like some stair step rocks. So I don't want the grass to be all in the rocks.
Oh.
So that it looks better. And then also around the house and like the flower beds and stuff.
Oh. You have flowers
Lawn care.
too?
No. That's where you would put the flowers if you had.
Oh. Okay. I see.
I don't really do any flowers. I have a little garden box out front that I do, like, I'm gonna do the ginger and then like beans and stuff like that.
My mom loves gardening.
I enjoyed throwing the seeds out there and then getting whatever comes out.
Watching it grow, yeah. My mom like used some lettuce.
Oh yeah.
And like at the bottom, you know how there's like the bottom of the lettuce. She like chopped that off and then put it in a jar of water, and it's like growing lettuce. Yeah. And she thinks it's so cool. She sends me update pictures.
Yeah, I did that with a carrot. Like I cut the top off of a carrot to get carrot greens, and then it died after a couple days, and I was like, oh.
Aww.
Like it started to grow, but I think it just ran out of energy.
Yeah.
And I put it in dirt, and it didn't take, so I was like, I don't like this section where colors get all muddy and it's hard.
Well, maybe we're as good as Bob.
But yeah, and the thing is, I think he uses a lot bigger canvas size. So it's like he has more room to use the bigger brushes and stuff, where we have to try to be careful about our space. But in proportion, we use about the same amount of space. It's just we have to do smaller, more intricate. But I don't want to go to a bigger size canvas because these ones are cheap and the big ones are not cheap. Okay. Careful. That's one of my favorite jokes at work. Somebody will go, "Ah!" I'll be like, "Careful, that's hot." Cordell loves going through that.
You seem like good buddies.
Yeah, we talked a lot 2 days ago about everything that was going on, because being interested in psychology, they'll talk to me and I'll have them explain the rows and stuff, and then if there's anything to input or just I just go, yeah. Okay.
So do you have a cross necklace?
Yes. How do you know?
Just a hunch.
And then I also have, it's kind of faded because me and my dad have corrosive sweat, so it will eat away at metal, except for like stainless steel and gold and stuff. But that is the Archangel and Guardian Angel medallion.
Oh, cool. What am I doing?
Bush.
Which side?
Okay.
I'm not good at the bushes.
No, they're hard to do, especially if you don't have a base and it's getting muddy, and it's not very fun when it's muddy.
Yeah, I'll leave it to the professional here.
It's only been 2 years. Let's do the sandbar.
Okay.
'Cause that's fun. Because it's just
that stuff again.
We use a little bit of yellow in it to make it cute.
What is this? Oh,
My
microphone.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's the copper. I don't know what got in there, or if it's just some sort of reaction. But
I thought that was paint.
No.
Oh.
This was like this before. I don't know how or why, but it started to like corrode in there.
Color?
Yeah. So it's definitely copper wire that's corroding somehow. I don't know what got in there because it's like plastic and a solid.
I don't know, but if it still works, that's all that matters.
I'm confused with what Troy's talking about.
What's he saying?
You pour that around your house? Savage.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Savage.
Right. Boys of couscous. Poison chose special. Kill couscous. Couscous poison. That poison? Yes, that poison.
Yeah, my dinner thing is with so I had this scholarship and so I had to get the scholarship I had to take this seminar class and we like everyone in that class, like I don't know, we like had good friendships or something.
Oh yeah.
So our like peer mentor, like group leader people set up a little dinner tonight for us, but it's just at Buffalo Wild Wings. But I'm excited.
You should have. Well, I guess they set it up. I was like, you should have just told them people and eat half off.
I should have. No, it's a little too fancy for them.
That's what everyone says, but it's like we're a bistro. We're supposed to be affordable. So. And if you're doing like a dinner thing, I get your college kids, but still. Yeah, just gonna water lines.
Like cutting it again?
Yes. Cutting it, keep it flat. I just keep it flat. We're trying to follow the contour.
Where'd you do that at? Over here?
Let's see. I just added a little bit of yellow to it to brighten it. Or darken it. Yeah, for the waterline over here, we probably want to go pretty far out.
Okay. How do you get so much?
Yeah, no, it's pretty dry.
Sorry.
I don't feel like getting more out. Because this is the last thing I need.
Okay.
I like how far you went, but I would like that to be white, but... Because I see a patch of white, see if I can get some. Just be careful. That did not try.
Well, there's not very much white left. Looks good.
Yeah. Alright. The only thing he did different was see how it's like comes out like that.
Yeah.
I think I remember how to do that, but it
Wouldn't it just be like?
I think it's just something like that. Yeah.
Oh.
But it looks fine.
There, just we don't have a lot of white left.
Yeah,
Leave it. Leave it.
If you twiddle it to death, it's gonna look worse.
Okay. Space.
Yes. Troy had to go back to work, so.
Pizza time.
Hibachi pizza. That's where he works. It's hibachi is like it's like zucchini and squash mixed together with some seasoning on it, and then so they had a hibachi burger joint, and then they made a hibachi pizza joint. So they put hibachi on pizza. So now we get to do the Carnivorous Trees.
I think I might leave that up to you.
Well, the thing is, you do the base coat and then you do the thing on top of it. I'll do the base coat and then you can highlight it.
It's 5:30.
And
I think I'll leave it to you.
Oh. I thought we had a few minutes still. But.
Well, I mean, if it's fast, we can.
No.
Okay.
Like, he did that and that'll probably take us an hour.
Yeah. Okay. Here, I'll pause it.
Yeah. It's fine.
Cool. I like it.
Now what?
First, you walk
Okay.
upstairs. Oh wait, hold on. Don't go so fast.
Can I make you add anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
poison. He was a poison.
Tree lives right there. Right there. But he's a nice tree. There he is. All right, while I got that brush going, tell you what, maybe let's do something about like this. And we just tap.
Oh man. I don't feel very well. Alright, clean my brush. I think it's this paint thinner. I need to use the restroom. I'm gonna take a minute. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Oh, you have a cold? That sucks.
The poison chosen specially to kill Cusco's poison.
Yeah, there's a cold or the flu going around Lincoln. I don't know how widespread it is, but somebody said at their other work everybody had it. And Arlen was wearing a mask, so hopefully I don't get it, but I'm feeling fine so far. Cusco's boys. Boys just about to kill Cusco's. Cusco's boys. The customer looks back. Hey, what are you doing over there? Boy, I tell you what, if you poison my garlic nuts, I'm still gonna eat them, but I'm not gonna be happy about it. Okay, now what? Color. How can you read their minds? Alright, feeling pretty good now. Right. I have a good idea. Dang it, Troy. You're supposed to buy a speaker system and put it throughout the entire Hibachi Pizza so we can listen to Metroid ambient music while listening to me go, ah, why did I do that? Ah, this sucks. I can't believe this. Bob says there's no mistakes, just happy accidents. I think I have a really big accident right now. What's for Cusco?
Boys and chosen special.
Kill Cusco. Okay. Just gonna leave that one like this and I'll load up this one. Oh, right. Oh, whoops. Forgot not to do that. Which is really good, but I covered my thing in red. Linseed oil and the cut pigment. Big spot of linseed oil. She had a dinner to get to. Yeah. So, all right. So she was, yeah. Remember when I came back and I was like, oh, I don't feel so well. I'm gonna use the restroom. It was right after that, or right before that when she left. And then uh, yeah, she was like, oh yeah, just walk me outside, and I was like, okay. So I got to the door and I opened the door, walked outside, and then she got close to me, and I was like, oh, uh, uh. We didn't kiss. We were just like, oh, okay. So she like, oh, well, let's do it again. Like, there's could have been times where I could have held her hand a little bit, or done stuff like that. But I was like, it's my first date ever. I'm gonna just focus on teaching how to paint. I didn't do a very good job at all. Like, this painting is very manageable or managed. Well, dang it, Trent. I know. I know. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I mean, it went great. I have no complaints. I'm just like, I don't know if she wanted to get a little bit closer, but the conversation was good. And she wants to become a psychologist, which is half of what I want to do. So my main concern was making sure she didn't feel uh, like threatened at all because we've never really talked. What do I do with my hand? Just put it down to your side. I know. Let me get the paint destroyer. Hey, you did your guess. Oh, yeah, and so I did spiritual direction right before this, and we talked about everything to do with the priesthood and chastity and all that such. And it's once I get accepted into the seminary, that's when I have to go. All right, sorry, can't be dating anymore. But up until then, we're all good. There's no really statute of limitations. Is that what I'm trying to look for? Or around that terminology of there's nothing really. Yeah, that's pretty good. I just want to add some highlights. And then the only other caveat was for like summer when I have more free time and such. And on Saturdays, if I go like hang out with her and like on a regular basis, that's not okay because we're basically just still dating at that point. But if we go and catch up once a year, that's fine. Yeah, I want to make some tiny stones. What are you oohing at? My tiny stones or? He's not turning out very well. But it'll be fine. Yeah, I think I just want to patch in some grass. Call it a day. I guess we can add a few sticks. Oh yeah, I wanted to fix over here. See any spots on the canvas that look like could be easily fixed fills you with determination. Oh, nope. Never mind. Troy, how's being a third wheel, huh? You enjoy it? Yeah, you're only there in case we need you. Thanks, Troy. Yeah, this area is coming together quite nicely. I'm definitely not doing what Bob did. Because he put like a bunch of bushes and a path and rocks and yeah, I just kind of wanted to add a little grassy area with a path. But I think that's it. Oh. I think it would be appropriate that I sign it and then she can sign it later. Oh, add a critter. I know. Yeah. We'll be in contact. Have a good night. God bless. Have fun at work. I'm gonna start cleaning up and batten down the hatches, and then I will see what she says, and then we're done. The only two things that really concern me about her right now is uh her she wasn't her I can't remember exactly what she said, but something along the lines of like her dad and then her mom and then her mom before. So her mom and her dad are currently together, but her mom has like three other kids with a different guy. So that was like, okay, she's in the traditional American family. But and then the other thing is when she texts me and stuff, it's very millennial, even though I think she's Gen Z and I'm millennial, but that's just how it comes off when texting. But I do not enjoy the whole aspect of being a millennial. We need text and stuff, yeah. But everything else was good. Whoops. This paint thinner is atrocious. I don't like it at all. Okay.
chosen.
She wants a bunny. Good old Peter Cottontail, hopping down the bunny trail. What? They're kind of a gray, yeah. I'm just gonna look it up real quick. Yeah, they have a little bit of brown, mostly gray. Hippity hoppy. Hippity hoppity, you best get off my property. Whoops. Now let me give it red glowing eyes. It's not white, so I won't give it red eyes. Ugh, I hate trying to take pictures with that. Nah. Wait, where is he? My phone was like, hey, you want to take that in sunset feature? Like, oh. Okay. All done. Job done. Oh, I don't really care. Okay, that's done.
Right. The poison for Cusco. Alright. Cusco. Poison chosen especially to kill Cusco.
That was a cool song. Good thing it didn't last very long. Yeah, I don't know if. Huh. Yeah, I had noticed that the thing wasn't moving very much, but I was like, I can't be bothered. Oh, Bub, what are you doing? Yeah, I know I know it looks cool over there. Come on. Bub had I accidentally pushed pause on Bub, so he's just sitting there looking around the corner. Uh, Also, the way I had my audio set up was apparently a bad way to have the audio set up. I don't know why. I couldn't figure out how to do it the proper way, but now that it is set up properly, it's like, man, I'm dumb. I'm not dumb. I used like a workaround so that I could have everything coming through the one audio channel so that I didn't. Alright. Beat the devil out a little bit. Yeah, I took the kickstand away just because I knew it was going to get in the way. So that it. And then I didn't want to set it up, so I was like, ugh, whatever. And also, this camera isn't working. That's why it says, it broke. Need a YouTube monkey to fix, please. Because YouTube, if it ever, like, goes down, it will, have this thing that's like, if YouTube servers are down, if you see a monkey, YouTube repair monkey, please show it this information, and it's just a bunch of random gibberish. Okay. Close up. Oh yeah, and earlier when you were talking about the mic cutting out, I was dropping frames, so it would the actual stream was not available for a split second. That's what happened. Okay. So we got the trees or the clouds that Troy wanted. That sky looks amazing. Just look at that. We got the tips of the trees. Got the rest of the background stuff. We got the small island. This spot wasn't that good, but I touched it up a little bit, but we just need more white paint. And then over here we have little Peter Cottontail hopping along the bunny trail. Hippity hoppity. And then signature with room for her to sign. Oh, and trees. Those trees turned out fairly well, even though they're kind of low resolution. Alright, that's it. I'm done. We're going to pray and get out of here. And Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for the good times to reflect on your glory and your beauty, make new friends, and maybe even people we wish to spend our entire lives with. If it is your will, Lord, let it be done. I love you and thank you and ask that through the intercession of our Holy Mother Mary, you might protect and guide us today. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Love you too. God bless.